Queen, my diva mother, mother dearest, miss her like crazy. You know, March 12th and at 1 o'clock hour, my life changed forever. I wake up to seven missed calls. Seven missed calls. The eighth call, I just happened to wake up and I heard the phone. I picked it up. I see my mother's number on there, and I'm immediately like, okay, I'm gonna have to go over there. I said hello, and it's him on the other line, and I hear my mother wheezing. I said, "What's up?" He said, "Hey, I need you to get over here and open the door, the screen door." Now, keep in mind, well, before I go there, I said, what's going on?" He says, "Your mother is going through one of her episodes. I need you to come over here to open the screen door." I said, "Did you dial 911?" He said, "No, that's why I'm calling you. I need because she's on my leg and I can't get her up, and I need you to come over and unlock the door." So I hung up with him. It didn't make sense, but I hung up with him and I immediately called 911. Now, I'm in Orland. They're in Beverly, 30 minutes away. So I called 911 and they transfer the paramedics to Chicago and they get over there. I get dressed really quick. Me and my wife are headed to my mother's house. On my way there, I'm calling to make sure everything is okay. I said, "Hey, the paramedics are on their way. You're going to have to go to the door to open the door. You're going to have to let them in." He says, "I told you I can't. That's why I'm calling you. I need you to come over here and unlock the door. I can't. She's throwing up. She's on my leg." He gave me a bunch of excuses. So I hung up. I'm speeding. I'm trying to get there in time. I call back because I'm checking. And I hear my mother wheezing each time that I call. So I called back and I said, "Hey, the paramedics should be there any minute." He says, "Look, I told you I can't go to the door." I said, "Is she still breathing?" He hung up. I'm pissed and I'm speeding. I'm trying to get there. About 20 minutes in before I get to the house. I'm about 20 minutes in, so I should be there in a little bit. I call back again and he yells at me. I said, "Hey, are the paramedics there yet? Like, you're going to have to go to the door and open it up." He yells at me and says, "I can't," and hung up. From there, the paramedics called me. They called me back and they said, "Hey, where are you? We can't wait another 15 to 20 minutes. I said, "What?" They said, "Yeah, we're trying to get in." I immediately three-wayed him because he's calling from my mother's phone. So I called him from my mother's phone. I called my mother. I called my mother's phone. From my phone, I called my mother's phone because that's the phone he was using. He said his phone was on the other side of the bed. So anyway, I called him three-way with the paramedics on the line. And I hear my mother wheezing still. And I said, "Hey, the paramedics have been trying to get in the house. Could you go to the door?" And he says, "I can't. She's giving me all these excuses. I can't. She's laying on me. She's throwing up." I said, "Would you go to the door? I'm yelling. I'm really angry. I'm like, "Go to the door." He stays on the phone with me for about 3 minutes. And I notice that I don't hear my mother wheezing anymore. I said, "Hey, I asked him, I said, is my mother breathing? He said, no, she's unresponsive. I said, go to the effing door. He says, okay. And he wastes more time and says, let me get some pillows. Me and my wife, I had him on speaker. Me and my wife said, F the pillows, go to the door. He finally goes to the door after stalling all of that time. By that time, I pull up. I see the fire truck and the paramedics there. I rush in. They're already working on my mother. I'm praying to God that she survives. My heart is beating and beating. It's like the butterflies, I'm scared. I'm praying. They're working on her. I'm going back and forth from the porch to the inside, to the porch to the inside. Then I sit on the porch. They worked on her for about 30 minutes. My wife went into the house to see what was going on. I'm on the porch praying. She comes out and she's crying hysterically. And she gave me the worst news in my life that I ever heard in my life. It was the worst day of my life. She said, your mother has passed. From there, it doesn't stop. I let the police know that it's foul play. And I'll get into that in another story. But to speed the story up, after he gives his statement to the police, basically saying that she's 70 and she had an illness, and that's pretty much what they chalked it up to. I told them I thought it was foul play, and I told them how he used to stand on her cords, and how he would make her overexert herself. And I said he probably punctured her cords, her oxygen cords, to cause that to happen. They didn't buy it. They just looked at me as like I was just a grieving son. So after the paramedics and the police left, he didn't hug me. He didn't cry. He didn't say, "Hey, hold your head up. We gonna get through this. Hang in there." Nothing. It was like he was disgusted with me. After the paramedics left, immediately after everybody left, it's myself, my god sister, her husband, and my wife there. He's going into the bedroom, after my mother passed, where she's laying in the bed. He's cleaning up, taking stuff, put it in a bag, and he goes out. He goes out, not throwing the garbage. And one, is suspicious that he's cleaning up right after his wife of 40 years have passed. He goes in the room cleaning up stuff, goes out to the back. I'm in the daze. My wife says, "What is he doing?" I catch myself. So she goes out there right after him to try to see what did he throw away. Wasn't nothing in the garbage, in the black garbage, nothing there. And then the blue garbage can, it was water bottles. And then she came up, was going back. This is in the backyard, in the back. She's coming as she's going to the back door, about to come back in. She goes into the garage. Now it's 2:00 in the morning, in the 2:00 hour a.m. The garage door is unlocked. She goes in there, looks, can't find whatever he had. So she comes in and she tells me what she, hey, I couldn't find nothing. So I wait until he's not around. And I go back there and do the same thing. I check the black garbage can, check the blue garbage can, water bottles in the blue garbage can, nothing in the black garbage can. And I went in the garage searching, then I came in. He had my mother's phone. My god sister says that he deleted a bunch of messages from my mother's phone, her messages to him. Shortly after that, he goes into the room, has a jewel bag full of her old medications mixed in with her new, and he shakes it. Now, he's not crying, no emotion, no nothing. Shakes it and said, the doctor said she was over medicated. So, that's why it's hard for me. Grieving is one thing, but what he did, what does it seem like to you? Person stalling. You won't let you don't call 911. And when the paramedics come, you refuse to let them in. I'm going to leave you with this. I backtracked the missed calls and the voicemail. The second missed call that I had, he left a voicemail. And in that voicemail, he's explaining to me why he can't dial 911 and why he can't go to the door. And he also, well, I'll save that for another because it's a lot of stories. This is just one. After I finish talking, it'll go into the voicemail and you judge for yourself. But March 12th, in the 1:00 hour, that was the day my life changed.
George, I need you to get over here. The mother's falling down. I can't get her up, and the doors are locked. So if I call the ambulance, they couldn't get in. So I need you to come over here and come in the front door. I'll lock the door. To be.